and quickly.
And in Africa, I mean, it's just horrendous there. I've gotten email from people saying, well, the second you have a baby, it's gone, and it's passed around, raped.
Oh, gross.
And then it's given back to you. I mean, and that's just for start. The stuff I've been told I can't even repeat because people just won't believe it, and it's just too unbelievably shocking.
I've had pastors of Africa reaching out to me, begging me to send one of my people out to help them. And I'm like, I don't have any people. I'm a one-woman operation. And then they've offered to buy my ticket to come out to Africa and work with them out in Africa. And I'm like, you're not missing anything from America. The only thing you're missing is all the lies and deceptions that all these Benny Hinns are preaching. Yeah. You're not missing anything here. Don't be jealous of us.
But Benny Hinn had a vision. So,
They think they're missing something. They've got the most truest form of belief you can imagine in these third world countries.
Oh, in India.
And they look at America
all over,
and they think they're missing something because we have these preachers all over TV and all this great wealth. And Benny Hinn going over there promising them that every dime that they give him while he's there, the Lord's going to return tenfold. So they're looking at it like an investment when he comes around. They think the Lord's going to return tenfold all of their money that they give him. And so I had posted that article on my site, SherryTalkRadio.com, earlier this year about his disaster in Nigeria. I don't know if you read that one. But he went out to Nigeria, and he was expecting to make millions, and he ended up being in the hole. They didn't fall for it this time. I was so proud. So proud of him out there.
Well, look at John the Baptist. I mean, he ate locusts and honey and ran around in some fur outfit and in the desert. I mean, So now today's churches would come up to John the Baptist and go, bro, where is your faith?
Yeah, why aren't you fully clothed and riding? Where's your Mercedes?
Yeah,
Isaiah preached naked. They'd throw him in jail. I mean, I love reading back about all these our prophets, our patriarchs, our ancient brothers and sisters. I love reading this stuff. I love reading about them.
Oh, today the churches today are the biggest deception. They just get, and also they get your mind off the Lord and onto doctrines. Everybody's fighting doctrines.
Yeah, doctrines.
Well, I got my doctrine. I'm getting in my foxhole, and I got my King James Version Bible, and I'm going to blow anybody away who dares to argue. I mean, it's just, there's like this raw nerve syndrome going around right now.
Yeah, and you get, the only name we could be saved by is the name of Jesus, and it's like, excuse me, if you're looking at Matthew, the King James Bible, whenever they changed a word during translation, the first time they used that word, they used it in all caps, which means it's not the original word out of the original translation, they changed it. And in Matthew chapter 1, Jesus is in all capital letters, which means they changed his name. So right there, and they did it in Isaiah with the term Lord because they took out the Lord's original name and just put in the generic term Lord. Lord is just an office or a title, just like Christ is. And so, Jesus is not even his original name, so all these people going around claiming he can only be saved by the name of Jesus. No, he can only be saved by the Son of God. His name being Yahushua, and somehow we got Jesus out of it, and people go into that Greek and Zeus argument, and I just, stay out of that one, because if you look in the Hebrew, his name looks like Joshua, but it's spelled Yahushua. You pronounce it that way, but it looks like Joshua. And so, I don't think he gets real legalistic about it, but the thing is, in these last days, when Sananda Jesus is coming, and he looks like this Michelangelo portrait that the Vatican had him paint back in the 1500s, and the church accepted that as Jesus. He's actually going to come. He's been masquerading in the astral realm, visiting those people in near-death experiences, playing Jesus back in the astral realm.
Yeah.
And so when he comes, all these people that have had NDEs are going to recognize him. He's been showing up in people's visions at night, the Sananda Jesus. And so, it's he's been masquerading as Jesus all this time, and now he's going to come sooner or later, 2006, 2007, I don't know which year, and people are going to accept him as Jesus. And that's why I was thinking today, or Saturday night, Saturday when I was preparing for Daniel Ott's show, what if the whole thing is to have him come and then kill him? So because one of them dies. I don't know which one. I'm thinking it's this Maitreya who dies. But there's too many people sending me emails stating, I had a vision, and I saw the leader of the future, and he's tall, he's dark, and he's angry.
Yeah. Well, it depends what card they play, you see.
Yeah, they can play it. That's definitely one we could see.
You know, and everybody's got their hand in the air going, pick me, pick me.
Well, we have Maitreya, we have Sananda, we have Saint Germain.
But another thing about the churches is that what people don't realize, too, they're absolutely filled with Masons and Satanists.
Yeah, the pastors, Pat Robertson, I was talking last week, the Robertsons, the Hinns, the Coatlands, the TBNs, they're all Knights of Malta, they're all Jesuits, they're among the secret societies.
I live in a small town here. It's like population 20,000, and I could literally write a 1,000-page book on how much control and they got on this town. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I've heard Canada's really bad.
I mean, they're in all the churches, and nobody makes a move in this town unless, you know.
But you know what? That's how it's always been here. But people just don't realize it. People don't realize it. And I've gotten to the point where I live in a small horse town too, probably about 10 or 15,000 here. And you can tell, if you know one Mason, then you watch who all of his friends are. Because they're all going to be fellow Masons. They all kind of hang out together. It's usually the prominent people of the area, the rich people, people in prominent positions.
Yeah, these Masons are in position. They're pastors, they're elders, and when the Antichrist comes, they're going to go, he's the one.
Yeah. That's not the tip of the Bible. That's just the loyalty chip. It has nothing to do with your soul. You know, Pat Robertson already setting them up for that one.
Oh, and the sheep will follow, you know, and they'll just like, oh, and they'll just be so mesmerized. And there's a lot of mind control people out there that there's going to be a certain phrase or something, and it will trigger the programming, and same thing, he's the one, and it's just going to be one incredible culture shock overnight.
Well, I don't know if you read the blog I posted last week about an excerpt out of Rebecca Brown's book about a meeting she had in California back in the 70s, where she went to see Maitreya. Benjamin Cream was there channeling Maitreya.
Oh, really?
Did you read that excerpt I put on my blog?
No, but I will now.
Yeah. I have all of her books except her last one or two. And I had just totally forgotten it was even in there, and a listener had mailed it to me, snail mailed me, this whole copied excerpt out of this book, Prepare for War. And it was about a meeting she went to in California, and Benjamin Cream was channeling Maitreya, and she went to it with 2 other Christians, and started praying and rebuking and binding demons, and he was having a hard time being able to come through and speak through Benjamin Cream. And she said the mind control was so strong. They had to just focus on prayer the entire time. Because the mind control, they were putting a layer of mind control hypnosis over everybody that was in the audience. And this is something I've seen in the Bible codes over and over again, to not watch them on TV, to not go to hear them, because they have some kind of a chemical always comes up. I don't know what it is, but they are going to use this to totally hypnotize the crowd. Well, we're going to take a 5-minute break. Can you hang around for the second half?
Yep.
Okay. We got to go to about 9:30 now. So, folks, we're going to take about a 5-minute break, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes for the second part of the show. We'll see you then.